I'll be honest, I picked up Heroes Hour through my Humble Bundle subscription back in April of 2023, where it sat unplayed for years. And I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed in myself that I didn't give it a try earlier than this. After recording bits and pieces of this game for this review, I found myself playing it offline as well. I was drawn in by its balance of simplicity and depth, as well as its massive chaotic battles. Let's talk about what makes this game so replayable and whether it deserves the title of Forever Game. With that being said, hey, I'm Ray, and this is a replay review, where we don't just ask if a game is worth playing, but if it's worth playing again and again. Today's game is Heroes Hour. But before we get into the review, a word from our sponsor. That's right, today's video is brought to you by Allen Wrenches. Buy something that needs put together? Here's an Allen wrench. Add it to your collection. They never go away. Now, back to the episode. As we get into the review, here's a quick rundown of the 4 criterias and the rating system for ranking replay value. First, we have meaningful build variety. Second, unique playthroughs. Third, ease of replay. And finally, is it fun? With that up front, let's dive into Heroes Hour. Heroes Hour is a small indie game developed by Ben Thing on Its Own Hour and released back in March of 2022. It is self-described as a fast turn-based strategy RPG with real-time combat. Develop your cities and armies, level up your hero to gain new, powerful spells and skills, and explore the wonders and dangers of the procedurally generated maps as you aim to conquer your enemies before they do the same to you. Its gameplay blends resource gathering and base building mechanics with combat that is a fusion of high-level engagement on top of an auto-battler system. Campaigns are reasonably short, with myself averaging 3 to 5 hours per campaign, though this could easily be done quicker or take longer on higher difficulties. Maps range from extra small to extra large, and the number of players on the board can vary depending on the map. The game structures itself on a 7-day week, with unit creation being limited to a certain number of each type per week. This keeps things paced and balanced. When it comes to variety based purely on quantity, Heroes Hour excels. With 12 unique factions available at the start, 2 hero archetypes, General and Mage, and then numerous heroes for each archetype, having varying combinations of skills, the player has ample choice. This is all just the setup for the game. Once you start playing, you have a variety of buildings available depending on your faction, several unit types to unlock and choose between to help fill out your army, and specialized units that can be found around the map to join your army. When it comes to how meaningful this variety is, the pure numbers can be a little surface level. While there definitely is nuance to the different factions, heroes, and party compositions, I personally felt that the decision that held the highest weight were if your hero was a general or a mage, meaning do I have a bigger army, or can I cast more spells? As for kingdom choice, you're always able to capture other factions' bases and build their structures and unit types. Likewise, when you choose your hero, you're always able to hire a different hero as the game goes on, often within the first week of gameplay. I will caveat all of this by saying I only played up to challenging difficulty myself, and these differences in factions may shine a little bit more in the higher difficulties. Nevertheless, when it comes to choice, there is plenty. When it comes to each playthrough feeling unique, Heroes Hour makes a decent attempt. Between the variation in map sizes and procedurally generated aspects alone, each run feels a little different from the last. The overall flow of the campaign feels very similar. Scout in week 1, upgrade troops and start capturing resource points by week 2, then move to the next section of the map by week 3. While it sounds like this could get repetitive, it didn't get to that point for me due to its relatively quick pacing. The player also has some good control over how unique a playthrough feels. While I mentioned that any faction can capture another faction's base, you don't have to, or at least you don't have to do anything with it after you do. I could easily see solo faction runs, solo hero runs, or even solo unit type runs to breathe new life and challenge into subsequent playthroughs, further adding to the sense of uniqueness for each run. When it comes to ease of replay, Heroes Hour excels. There's an optional tutorial that the player never has to touch if they don't want to. I would, however, recommend giving it a go on your first time playing. But since this is technically a separate mode, you never have to touch it whenever you want to start a new campaign. There are no cutscenes or dialogue to mash through either. Just click a few settings like map size, faction, etc., set the difficulty, and you're off. The way it should be. So, is it fun? Honestly, yes. I had a really fun time with this little game. Despite the mostly hands-off approach to battles, the game gets you invested in their outcomes well. And, if you wanted to be optimal while playing, you absolutely can give commands to troops to be more engaged. The overall campaigns aren't too short, and they don't overstay their welcome either. And while it is easy enough to not care which hero or faction suits you best, it's fun to dive into the aspects and plan out your build and army to see how well your plan can hold up. Heroes Hour earns a solid 4 out of 5 on the replay review scale, what I would call long-lived but finite. It's made to be replayed. I could easily see dozens of campaigns with different heroes, maps, and approaches, easily amassing dozens of hours of playtime. While the mechanical depth is available to really dig into, I personally found it a little hard to scratch past the surface. That could just be me and being new to the genre though. It's the kind of game that will keep you coming back for quite some time, just maybe not forever. And that's okay. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to do all the YouTube things like and subscribe. Also, let me know down in the comments about your experience with Heroes Hour, as well as if you have any other games you might want me to cover in future replay reviews. Who knows, they might already be in my backlog. Hopefully we see each other again, but until then, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you know that you matter in this world. Take care.